Hello and welcome to another chaotic mess of a podcast.
Hello.
I'd love to say that I'm wildly underprepared. However, the average preparedness level of this podcast, I'm probably doing fine.
Yeah. There is no average at this point.
No.
It's so chaotic in every single direction. There is no average.
No average of being prepared here.
No.
So, I really want your camera to freeze again, Carmen. Just as you're like...
No, I don't want it.
He'll catch you at a perfect time, don't worry.
Yeah, we've been having some fun, exciting times with freezing cameras, so bear with us. Yeah, what happened? What did we do? Road to Outro. What happened?
Things happened.
Yeah, Kaya and Seymour had a big sneak fight mission.
That was really impressive.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed that it actually worked out.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm more surprised than impressed that it worked out, but you know.
Yeah.
And the other group, I wanted to mix crew and group, but that didn't work out.
Yeah.
The other group,
The Gru.
group. No, the other group had a lovely talk about our taxes and what to do, and we got a bit drunk because Hattie mixed like.
Oh yeah, like fabric softener and Malibu in a shot glass.
Just straight ethanol.
Yeah. So that's
and we advertised
about
underage drinking as well. That was fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I still remember in that session.
Whoops.
A lot happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Seymour nearly lost his dog. I think the dog took more damage.
Oh yeah, the dog almost died. I still wonder what would have happened if that dog would have died.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, he got second wind, so he can buff up some heals.
Yeah.
I think like I get the feeling like the dog would just like come back or he'd get another one. You know?
Just
Maybe it would be a
The
situation
dog is
of...
like a soul, right? Like there's a soul trapped in it or something like that.
Yeah, but I get the feeling that it would be like, you know, when kids have like goldfish or something and they die and the parents just replace them.
Yeah.
I think that's what
No,
would happen.
I think Tenebris might be as heartless to do that, but I think it's a more significant beast than
I don't think it's
shows.
Just any hellhound, right? It's
No.
like it's like an important soul that Tenebris wants that's trapped in there.
Yeah.
And
Well, the fact that he conjured it after Seymour fought one of the knights when he was down in the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
I was
believe
thinking,
it's the
is it
knight.
that guy's soul?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it might be the knight's soul.
I believe it appeared from the body of the knight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we don't like if he had killed the dog, it would just mean that like Tenebris would be really fucking pissed at him because it would probably release the soul.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't even realize that that's what happened. I thought it was just like, and here's a puppy.
No, I think it was a deal for deal. Like Seymour got his sword upgraded because Tenebris told him so, and then after he killed the knight, he was like, "Well, I want you to do something for me as well. Now you got your sword upgraded, so will you take care after this dog? Like, and it's the soul of this person you just killed. I believe it's that kind of deal. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's hella more complicated than I was thinking. I was like going down the familiar route with it. But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Soph, you said that you had like things that you wanted to do with Snipe before we go talk about or go see our taxes.
Yeah.
Do you want
Now
to
all I
maybe
can hear
because,
is
like,
our
froze.
taxes. Every
I
time we say our
froze.
taxes.
Uh-oh.
No!
Fuck everything.
Oh.
God.
Oh my god!
Oh god!
You.
Jesus.
Oh my god!
You're actually
Split in half.
glitching IRL. That's what people don't know.
We'll just see what happens in this entire podcast. I will just leave my camera there and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll make a compilation of every single frozen screenshot that Carmen has this podcast.
My lord. Well, continue, Soph.
Yeah. Well, the reason being is that I knew Raina wanted to do something before we went down like to the bar to like sort the whole thing out, and then I also thought, oh, it's a good opportunity for like talking between like Snipe and Raina and maybe Hattie. I also knew that Hattie wanted to go do something. So I was just like, yeah, let's wait until night, because as much as I can say let's go now, I feel like there's some preparation to be done because we actually don't know what we're going into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, Hattie wants
It's gonna be interesting.
Hattie wants to go see if she can talk to a god.
Ooh.
After potentially destroying some books from his library.
Oh no.
What's his name?
Yeah.
God,
Ogma.
I'm so bad at
Ogma.
Ogma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at remembering God's names. I don't know what it is. It's so easy. Like here on Earth, it's just like there's God or Allah, and that's like basic, sorted, done. D&D, it's like here's 500 names you have to remember.
Just
Pretty much.
operating
And again,
through
aren't
to
there,
the.
Even if you only take the three main monotheistic religions, aren't there like 100 different words for God between like there's like
Yeah.
Yahweh,
Yeah.
Allah, God,
Yeah.
there's so many.
There's a lot of,
Yeah.
there's a lot of triads, which means there's 3 gods in a specific deity of one major god. It's
Yeah.
like,
The thing
it's
is,
too
if
many.
you say God or spirit, people are like, boom, know what you're talking about. Know exactly who to
There's
which
this
you are
one
referring
word,
to.
universal word everyone knows, basically.
We are digging into D&D and IRL very, very.
So Ogma.
Yeah, Ogma.
Ogma.
How do you want to
And
talk to Ogma?
That's also ignoring paganism and like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carrying on here.
Ancient,
Yeah.
ancient Greek religion.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go.
Just continue with D&D then.
Yeah.
Hattie wanted to
Who
talk
is-
to Ogma.
Yeah.
Who
and
is
just kind
Ogma?
of do a. What's happening right now? Like, there's like 3 major things that Hattie has questions about. It's what is happening.
You're
in-
contacting the god of knowledge. It's just like, hey, what's happening?
Can you tell me?
going on?
Can you
You're all
explain?
knowing, because I don't know.
Yeah, she's just like, well, look, I see people like chilling with you a lot at Candlekeep, so could you like do me a solid?
Tell me what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what's gonna happen at El Toro? What's the deal with our taxes? And all I can hear now is our taxes. Thanks, Naomi.
Our taxes.
Our Texas.
Our taxes.
Inland
it's-
revenue.
it's just
Inland
what it
revenue's
is now.
coming from our asses.
HMRC
That's actually all
turning
that he
up to
wants.
D&D.
He's
Oh,
like, you
God.
adventurers have literally never paid taxes in your
No.
life.
Hmm.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
So Elturel, Artaxis, and then also what's happening here in Scornabel?
Scornabel.
Scornabel.
Yes, I
Yes,
remember
Scornabel.
place names as well as god names. Yeah.
Then again, I don't think that Ogma is just like, infinite Google for Hattie.
No.
I don't know if she'll get any answers out
No,
of it.
I also think
Hey,
because
Siri.
Hattie is a monk of Ogma, like a monk of
Yeah, Hattie doesn't
Candlekeep, so
even
she's not
worship
really
Ogma.
religious. She's brought
Yeah.
up with the thought of Ogma being their primary god and the thing she learns the most from, but she's not really like devoted to him.
In,
As
to
the
them.
books
It's saying-
demonstrated.
in saying that, I think Janks would definitely let something occur, because Janks let something happen to when Snipe went to like the reflective pool and just shouted out something to the gods and just said, "I'll get back to you on that." So
Yeah.
I think Janks will do something.
Oh,
It
no.
won't be like
Yeah.
with Raina's like Loth or like
No.
everyone just
think-
like immediately giving info.
Yeah.
I think
No.
Janks will note it down and then potentially use it
Janks will
for
remember
later
this.
art.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm curious.
Janks will always remember it.
Yeah,
No.
Jenks will note it down and do something with it later.
Jenks remembers all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm curious because Reina contacted Lilith in front of Snipe and Hattie. What does Hattie think about it? Like, what happened?
she's
you
so
guys
curious.
didn't hear much.
Because with like her plan to talk to Ogma, she was like, okay, taking notes, watching how you like meditate and get into it, seeing whether I can replicate that. Fun fact, she really wants to do it in the bath. Only because like the bath is normal sized and Hattie's a halfling, so it will be like a really weird shaped
Swimming
swimming
pool.
pool.
It'd be a
Or, like-
jacuzzi.
Like
Yeah.
a hot tub or jacuzzi, yeah. But yeah, so she's gonna try and contact Augment. Like, she's not looking for like, okay, this is what's happening, so therefore you need to do A, B, and C. Like, she knows that's not what's gonna happen. Just like a simple, like, maybe where
Just
to
wants to
find
see if it'll happen.
Yeah.
information or something, or just like get a hint. Because like she knows, like with the tarot cards, like she understands how the vagalities of like higher beings works. So she's like experienced so much magic and so many gods and stuff, other than just like the weird monks that are and like readers and stuff who are interested in going and talking to
The floaty monks.
the floating monks.
Yeah.
Going and talking to a god. Like, she wasn't interested in that because it didn't have any like importance in her life. you know? Like, well, not importance in her life, but she didn't feel like she needed a god.
Yeah.
Like, she was just going and talking to old men and getting books from people. Like, it wasn't
I think-
exactly a strenuous life.
Yeah. I think Hattie grew up more in the thought of like, okay, Agma is a part of Candlekeep and everything I'm a part of, but it's not my main focus.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
why
it's
I'm here.
like-
It's not what I'm doing.
Hattie is culturally religious, but she's
Yeah.
not religious.
Yeah.
She's secular Agma follower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the weird uncle that, like, you don't talk to, but, like, you assume if you go to him and you're like, yo, I'm in a bit of a sticky situation. Like, he'll be like, dope, you're an idiot, go and do this. Like, that's what Hattie assumes Ogma will be like, of just, like, someone who's... Because he's kind of in her life, but not, like a dad that ran away. These are weird metaphors.
Weird
Guys, my
analogy.
cigarettes and
Weird
never came back.
analogy.
But no, that's her plan. She just kind of wants to see.
What happens? She just want to try it out and just see.
You know, try being a cleric for size.
Yeah.
Or a warlock or something.
We're all gonna be warlocks at the end of
Yeah,
this.
we are
Yeah.
all going to be warlocks by the end of this. We've even now found a way to make Hattie a warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all there, we're all out for it. Oh, Elite Ed, you're nice to your players. You make all of their names simple so my players can feel at home. Great.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Contact the god Dave.
Craig is here to help you.
Bob, Jeff.
There you
I
go.
would find it harder
Barbara.
to
John.
remember if everybody was called Bob, Jeff, and Barbara.
Yeah. There you go, John. Let's talk.
John, I am here for your infinite wisdom.
Just, oh my god.
Oh great, John.
Harry,
okay,
I need
sure.
guidance.
Yeah.
Just
Just walk up to any random John you see on the street. Is your name John? Is your name John?
Oh no, it's
All
like
Johns
the
are
Robert
connected.
incident again.
It is! You pretty much just wrote it. Hattie's just immediately set up this kind of communication system within
Yeah.
itself.
Oh no.
Every Robert, every John, every person who shares a name is connected.
Just need to find someone called Ogma and then just
Talk
like,
to
you
them.
must be the direct link.
I mean, we all know that there exists within Janx's world a hive mind of Roberts.
Probably,
Oh,
yeah.
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 Fact. Fatima of the Deep is the god that's the most complicated. I think Fatima's good as a name because it's like
Fatima,
common
yeah.
enough in our world that it's like a memorable name. And it's not something that like you're adding to your lexicon. But it's also interesting enough to not be Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The curse of Steve.
The curse of Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. What would the other characters, what would you guys think if Hattie suddenly rolled up with God? With
God.
Kaya's respect for Hattie would just...
Go down.
I think Snipe would not be surprised. It's just be like, you know what, this may as well happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, this is par for course. This is the level of chaos I expected.
You know, I
Yeah.
would be surprised if Hattie just walked in and didn't have a god. Just like...
I think Reina would not really be would not be surprised about the fact that she has a god, but just how she achieved it. Like, how
Yeah.
the fuck did you do this? Like, how did
Like,
someone
Hattie-
like
Hattie
you
just
achieve
break-
this?
Yeah, Hattie would just break the logic of just like, you have to, you know, pray every day to a certain god to get a hold of them, and then Hattie just comes and says, oh, I just found him on the street and picked
Yeah,
him up.
just like
The thing is,
I adopted a god.
Ogma is like a true neutral god, I think. Oh no, he's
he
unaligned,
lawful?
I think.
Oh, is he?
I think so, yeah.
So-
I
So,
will look it up.
and like the clerics that follow him are also unaligned, or they don't
thought-
have to have a specific alignment to follow him.
Weirdly, I thought he was lawful neutral or neutral good.
I don't
but
think so. From what
He's
I
probably
would
not. It makes
If
sense.
he's a god of,
to be
if he's a god of
aligned.
knowledge, then I would think that, well, not anyone can get a hold of knowledge. So-
Ogma the Binder, the Lord of Knowledge. Let me see
it's a fancy
what it
title.
says in here.
The binder.
Yeah, he's
The
neutral.
binder.
He's true neutral.
True
in
neutral.
alignment.
Neutral? Yeah.
Because anyone can know any.
The God of Knowledge, he's neutral, blank scroll. Yeah, it's a knowledge domain.
Patron of bards.
Oh, yeah, because
She the
bards is
bard?
like, yeah.
The
Oh, no.
Multiclassing into Bard sounds amazing.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
love that dearly.
Oh, let's play Little Ditty. It's called Smash Mouth.
Oh, she wouldn't do music though. I don't think it doesn't make sense like narratively for her to do music.
Poetry.
Yeah, but
Improv poetry.
bards aren't all music based.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
about
so, like-
telling stories.
So like, yeah, Patty's so
Bartending.
good
Forth.
at telling stories. She's good at using her words
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with like flourish or technique, but she uses them a lot. So
Yeah.
I like the idea. I think there's something very funny about the idea that by the end of this campaign, all of us have multi-classed into each other's classes a couple of levels. Like
Yeah.
we've all just rubbed
We've
off on each
become
other.
one.
yeah.
Hattie takes a couple levels in Bard. Kaya takes a couple in Warlock. Maybe even Rogue. Seymour can take a couple in Rogue as well. Reyna can. You know.
Yeah.
It's
Just
just
like
like all
a
over the
take
place.
one.
And
in
Sniper's
Monk.
dead. I've just
Yeah.
passed on Rogue to everyone else.
Yeah, just like, there you go.
Snipe takes a level in Monk.
No, the
Also level
process-
in Warlock.
The process
Oh,
is
yeah.
we all go to Candlekeep. I give you like a quick lesson in how to be a monk, and then you all have level 1 monk.
Just the ability to smack someone.
Yeah.
That's just like
We're all given
level 1
arm.
monk stuff.
Smack
Patty's
someone with a
patient stick.
flourish. This
Like
is
the
stick.
idea of Kaya teaching Hattie just one song, and every time Hattie uses any of her Bard abilities, she can only play that one song because it's the only
Different
one.
variations.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Yeah.
No,
'Cause every time she takes out like her lyre or a flute, she just starts with that one tone, and you
it's like-
already know what song it's gonna be.
She tries
never
to
gonna
like
give you up.
Never gonna-
she
I
tries
can't
to switch
imagine
it up by like playing it backwards or playing like
Yeah.
it halfway.
No, I imagine like the aura Hattie would have at that point. It would sound like it's bass boosted. Oh, the mic gain is off.
Yeah.
So it's just like you just hear a rumble and then just.
She actually just learns to play the drums on anything around her. So
Oh,
she
yeah.
uses
Stick?
just one stick.
Just her stick
it's-
to use, yeah.
Yeah.
She might need a magical
I can
item where it's like
feel
you
it.
can part the stick into 2 parts and just
Yeah.
use it as a drum and then
Yeah.
connect it again.
Oh my god, could you imagine if Hattie could turn her stick into nunchucks? Like it had like a chain in it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, no, that's amazing.
Hattie
We
would,
need to have
she
that
would
happen.
hit herself in the face.
I know. I was gonna say she'd
more,
probably like hit herself in the
or
face
hit
with
other
it
people by
first.
mistake.
Yeah.
I'd say I always reward my players that spend time teaching each other or practicing moves.
I need to get back to teaching Seymour Elfish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
I just
if-
kind of got abandoned.
I had
Yeah,
a
if we ever get back to
responsibility.
Seymour.
Yeah, whoever. Before he dies. Yeah,
I have
no.
2 people working together to train a baby phase spider.
That's great. Reyna should
Start
get a
teaching the
baby face
pets to do
spider.
Oh
tricks.
god. The pets.
That's the full thought, you guys. That's
What were you
My
saying?
goal
I just-
as a player in Road to Elturel is to figure out a way to kill all of the pets. It's one by one.
How
No
dare
pets in
you.
this
I
campaign.
don't
Oh.
want you to, but if I'm honest with you, the beetle is the easiest one to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like
you wouldn't notice for a week.
no.
Yeah.
Arthur is
The
the final
goldfish
boss.
paradox.
Yeah. I do feel like Jenks is maybe trying to give us every character a pet, because Snipe has a pet right now. Becca, Hattie has a pet. Seymour has a pet, but Kaya and Reyna don't right now. But he could work it into it that we
Kaya
all
will
have a pet
never
at
get
the
a
end of
pet.
this.
Kaya
I
will
might-
eat them like Hattie ate the horses.
Kaya might get a pet, but me as a player would take any opportunity to find a way to kill the pet.
Oh, I froze again. Charming.
Oh no.
There you
like
go.
the idea
Oh,
of
we're
it.
back. What?
Rip.
Did I get notifications or something? What's going on?
I do like the idea that like
Sure.
Kaya gets a pet and consistently tries to get rid of it, but it just keeps coming back in like one
Oh,
or
God.
another inexplicable reasons.
It's just one. Just get a dog and then you just like throw a frisbee and then as soon as you throw it, you just run in the opposite direction and hope.
Like,
that it
but
doesn't
then
come
for
back.
some reason they're like in front of her with the frisbee.
Yeah.
I mean, on a relevant point, the baby phase spider, they're training it to like phase into a point where they, to a place where they point. However, they're also teaching it to play fetch.
Oh,
Aww.
that's
So
amazing.
you could get
No
like a
clips
baby
through a fucking
phase
tree.
spider and get them to like they like you could like lock them in places, but they would just phase to you all the time. That would be a
Yeah.
blink dog.
Yeah.
It's just no clipping towards you, just like, no,
Yeah.
no, I got rid of you.
Kaya gets a dog, but doesn't recognize it's a blink dog until it's too late.
Until it's too late.
Yeah, just like until she completely bonded with it, and it's just like all of a sudden it's just like. Poof.
It has to be. It's more of a. It has less to do with Kaya because Kaya's fine. But then again, the cards are a secret blessing because they make all animals hostile towards Kaya.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But the thing is, Kaya doesn't have any problem with animals. It's just me as a player, and from like a meta gaming perspective, is trying to pull the strings in a way to get all of the pets to die in one way or another. The horse is next. The last remaining horse.
Last row.
God damn it.
The last
Then
of the
Beetlejuice.
first three.
Arthur's last because Arthur's very difficult to kill. I think.
Yeah.
Also,
Thank you,
Arthur
boy.
apparently has something. Like Jenk says, oh yeah, he has something, like something to do with the fact of the mage that he was with. Or the
Yeah.
Arthur is
The Duke.
either awakened or like secretly a polymorphed wizard. A true polymorphed wizard who's something like that.
Yeah.
I think he's just awakened, but that would be really funny.
Yeah.
I love the idea of that, of just like. Oh, Carmen, have you?
Yeah,
frozen again?
I don't know what's happening. I really think my phone just hates me. Come on.
I was like, oh, Carmen, do you have something to say? And then you just didn't.
I think it's a software update, and
I
so
think-
it's just
yeah.
like, no, I will force you to have this update. I will not work
Okay.
until you update me.
I don't get any notifications. What's going on?
I don't know.
For the
Maybe
love
it's
of
just taking
God,
a while.
just work. Let me. Okay.
I love
Okay.
the sounds of Carmen struggling with technology over some really cheerful, upbeat jazz.
What is the tiki music gonna start playing again?
It's gonna be a while. We've gone past the tiki music.
We get into the really dark topics.
Hey,
Oh no,
your turns.
you've got like 3 tracks before the tiki bar music comes on.
How much you want to bet when the tiki bar music comes on Carmen's camera drops again?
100%. It's sod's law.
Okay, because to be honest, I got a new phone and I have the phone for. Sure, hello camera.
Yeah, alright.
I had the
We'll
phone
just
for a
go
little
on
while,
that.
so I used my old phone as my camera.
A camera.
But
yeah.
right now, I just wanted to use my new phone as my camera, but it decided to freeze on me. So now I'm trying to figure out the right angle with this phone. Because let me see how charming this is. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Sure. It's very up close.
While we wait for Carmen, everybody
no,
wish
I'm
Soph a happy
enjoying-
birthday.
I'm enjoying watching.
No,
Yeah,
no.
it's Soph's
Hurry up,
birthday.
Carmen, no! I'm not listening.
We should be good. I'm a bit closer, but sure.
Yeah, happy
If it
birthday.
freezes again, it just hates me.
That's fine.
Anyway, Soph is now ancient.
Mhm. Wait, how old are you, Soph? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 23.
23. Ooh.
23 good years.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes
Going on
it
the
sound
23rd
like
as well.
it's like, well, it was 23 good years that they had. Rip Soph.
This
Yeah.
is it. This is just it.
Alright.
Oh, you had your golden birthday. My friends, I never knew a golden birthdays were a thing, but my friends told me that apparently a golden birthday is when you turn the age that is the
Of
day
the
of
date.
your birthday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So happy special birthday, I guess.
Happy Golden Age, and I'm so glad that within the first 2 minutes of my birthday, Dave managed to smash his coffee pot live
Oh,
on
yeah,
stream while
yeah.
wishing me a happy birthday.
Wow.
That happened, yeah.
That's
That was
impact.
your birthday gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my birthday's always been known as a bad luck to a lot of people, so just like, yeah, that seems about right.
I like the idea that like on your birthday you just walk past people and horrible things happen to them.
Yeah.
You're like
Just-
a black cat on your birthday.
Yeah, I'm just an aura of unluck. It's just like, it's
God.
my day today.
I will consume the luck. And
You
it
just
will
suck
be
it
mine.
into yourself.
I'm the one in charge.
Oh, I hope you had a good time.
Yeah.
Carmen,
it
are
was
you
good.
alright? Are you ready to continue? or do you
I
just,
think
like-
I am. We'll see what technology thinks.
Also, not to, deep dive psychology, but you were like, yes, I'm fine, we can continue. You should
I'm
be
fine.
I'm
right,
not
or
fine,
you're
okay? Just
yeah,
leave me
that's
be.
just fine.
My body is screaming, no!
Oh. I have enormous bags under my eyes. I haven't slept like properly in 4 days. I'm totally fine.
I'm fine.
I had a sleep schedule.
Life do be dead. Just let's continue what we're talking about.
What
But
were
yeah,
we
she did
talking?
her birthday. It's Soph's birthday. Go to their Twitter, which is @turquoisemagpie, and wish them a happy birthday.
Do it.
So everybody
No,
tweet
no.
out to @turquoisemagpie right now on Twitter.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Leave me alone. Just tweet at me with a lemon emoji.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
lemon.
tweet if
Yeah,
you know,
and
you
we-
know. Just
yeah,
tweet
yeah,
at
then we
me
know what
with
it
a
means.
love
Yeah.
emoji.
Then we'll know where you got this message from, and then we'll actually know who actually watches.
Yeah, that's a
like the
good point.
podcast.
Yeah, even if you're watching the VOD, tweet
Do
Soph.
it.
Just
Yeah,
Just
just do
tweet
it.
at
Doesn't
me
matter
with a
what day
lemon
it is.
emoji.
It
Just do
doesn't
it.
matter if you're watching this on YouTube 6 months later. If you are watching it right now, right this second, you have to go on Twitter and you
And
have to
just
tweet
at
at turquoisemagpie
turquoisemagpie
11
Oh
lemon.
no!
And Soph will like all of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just
And
gonna
retweet.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just have many days of like one of those off days where I just go to my Twitter and just say, "Oh, I've been at it." It's a lemon emoji.
Amazing.
That's incredible.
Yes,
I love
again.
the idea of it's going to be like a full year after, so it will be the 23rd of what month is it today? March.
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 Yeah.
Thank you.
What
I
month?
know. What's a month? It'll be the 23rd of March again. 2022.
Yeah.
That is the year.
Thank you. I'm struggling right now. And you'll just be getting lemon emojis again, and it will be because of this
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah.
When I'm 32 years old, when I'm like opposite golden birthday.
Opposite golden birthday.
I do like the idea that it just like pops up every once in a while. It'll be a completely
Yeah.
random date. You've completely forgotten about this. You open up Twitter, you've seen you've been
Just
at it.
lemon, yeah.
I just get a reminder. It's just like, yes, that is something that has now existed on my
CarpeDM is
legacy.
long dead. We will have, the three of us will have forgotten about this, and you'll bring it
But
up.
not me.
You'll bring it up
Not
in-
me.
in,
I
like,
will never
You'll
forget.
be
Yes,
reminded.
Guys, do you remember that time that we said "at me with a lemon" if you watch this video?
At me with a lemon.
Just
It's like,
whenever
yeet it.
whenever you see Soph in
Oh, come at
public,
me
just
with a
buy a
lemon.
lemon and eat it at them.
So if when we do ever meet in person,
Oh
I
my
will
God,
give you
no.
your belated birthday gift. of
Yeah,
a
I'll
lemon.
hand you a
Just
lemon.
one.
Yes.
A box of lemons.
Just an entire box. Just there you go.
I love the
Oh,
implication
no.
of if you see Soph, get a lemon. The implication is they see Soph, they turn around and find
they
the
get a
nearest shop.
lemon.
Someone sees me and then they go and turn away. I'm like, I know what they're doing.
I
Yeah.
know what that's-
I'll be back in about 10
It's like one of
minutes.
those things. Soph cannot interact with you in public unless you have a lemon on you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
I will
a
know
feat
who
to
you are and
It's a
know that I
lemon
can
curse.
trust you if you carry a lemon on your person. And green
It's a
tea
feat
with
to
it.
pay to talk to Soph. That's just
Right.
rule right
Yes.
now.
Have we taken this bit too far? Probably.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
No, I love the idea that you're
I
just
will
gonna
never
like
die
be
of scurvy.
collecting lemons. You'll never have to buy a lemon ever again.
I'll go on a lot of
Oh
gin
my.
and tonics with them.
Shall we talk about D&D?
Carry on with D&D,
Yeah.
please.
Jenks, if you're watching this
No!
also applies to you. You're not exempt of the
No,
lemon.
you're not.
damn
You're
it,
not
no.
an exception. Just do it.
And we'll know
Oh,
when you've
no.
watched it. We'll know when you've got
Mhm.
to about 40 minutes in of this stream.
Yep.
Because
Well, I'll just be at
You'll have
it with
tweeted a lemon, exactly.
tweeted lemon.
Someone clip this and put it on Twitter.
No.
Let's get 100 likes on this lemon.
No.
Okay, DD. So,
Oh my gosh,
how do you
What a
like your
zesty
lemonade?
time we had.
How many times did we say lemon?
I won't accept limes, by the way. Limes don't count.
Just lemons.
Oh, you've put it out
I'm
there.
the
people
inferior
will be-
man's lemon.
You've put it out there though, so people will be tweeting at you with limes as the hipster, controversial
Yeah.
opposite of everyone else who's tweeting
Everyone
at
who
you with lemons.
tweets at Soph with a lime gets cancelled. That's
Gets
just
Blocked
Gets
on Twitter.
cancelled. I get blocked. You are insta blocked.
yeah.
No,
Is there even
not
a
from-
lime
Not
emoji?
from any of our private accounts, just from the actual CarpeDM Twitter
Yeah.
account will block you.
He will block you.
Let me see if there's a lime.
That is the
No, there's
mollymug
just a
of
lemon.
this
There's just
fucking
a lemon.
like
Okay,
group.
instead of a
Of
lime,
when
it's an
when my
orange.
character dies, you must retweet the line.
Yeah. No Fs, no nothing, just a
No,
lemon.
Fs
no
in
Fs
chat.
in
I'm just
chat,
gonna
only
get a
lemons.
lime in chat.
Give me get
Oh,
a
yeah.
lime.
Tell you what, I'm not gonna die of
An
scurvy.
emoji. I'm writing
What
that
has
down.
this?
I
What
don't
the
know.
fuck has this come to?
I don't
Why
know.
have you
I'm
done
putting that on
this
the
to
whiteboard.
me?
Let's just okay, life.
Something is knocking in my room, and it's been doing that for a whole day. And I'm going insane. Please help me.
We're
It's
all
someone
going
trying to
insane,
give you
probably.
a lemon.
I don't know what that is.
It's the borrowers. They're just like digging into a new tunnel.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh no. Oh
Okay,
no.
should we
Okay,
move
talk
on?
about D&D. So, what else did happen in Road to Elturel? Snipe wants to do. Does Snipe want to do something before they go down?
Yeah, what do they want to do?
I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of lemons. I'm gonna eat them all.
Just, I like the idea of just like Snipe staring at Hattie, just taking a full bite out of a lemon. as
Just
if it were an
bite a
apple.
whole fucking
Peel
lemon.
it
I eat it
all.
like an apple. Just like-
Meanwhile, Hattie's got a god suddenly.
Just a friend.
All right, okay.
Ed's
okay.
tweeted at you.
Oh no.
It
God
begins.
fucking damn it. No. What have you done?
I'm gonna retweet it from the official account. You gotta like
Yeah.
it, Soph. You've gotta. It was promised
No.
here on this podcast, and we keep our promises here at CarpeDM Live.
Mhm.
What the fuck is that? No!
This break is a lemon
I mean,
break.
Yeah.
That is a birthday lemon, so I will accept it.
Why there's nothing loading?
All right, so while they figure that out, any more questions about what happened to Road to Elturel?
Wait.
Should we move on to?
Did you actually write on a lemon?
I think it might be just a PNG. I don't know. If it is, then that's commitment.
If you are
That's commitment to the
dedicated
bit.
enough to write on a lemon for
Yeah.
this
To
stream,
actually have a lemon on hand.
Yeah.
a lemon on
Right on it.
To be fair, I have lemons in the house.
Oh no.
That's
Well,
just.
Becca,
that's
you
just
have to go and get one right. now.
yeah.
You have to.
Do I?
Go.
What has this
No.
podcast become? We right now have house.
Okay, now that she's gone, let's continue with D&D.
Continue with D&D.
Yeah. Okay. Road to
Oh,
Elturel. What does Snipe want to do
So,
before you go down?
We
what does
discovered that Artaxis is actually a lordling of the abyss. Whatever
That's
that is.
right. And that
What
he
is a
wants to
lordling?
get. Here's my question: do you think? I just think it would be so fucking funny if you get to Artaxis and he's like, ah, yes, my grand evil scheme for making this demon bow to my will and to get it out of the abyss. And then Kaya and Seymour just come up like with the demon in tow, being like,
Suck,
no.
bitches. Oh
Yeah.
no.
No. No.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, so
You know how you kind of
Throw
do
it through the camera.
Yeah.
had to do it to him.
You know how you do the.
I haven't got.
Yeah.
You know, you have to. If you're going into a place where you shouldn't be, you should like walk with confidence. I fully had to do that because I did not have the time to explain to my mother why I needed to grab a lemon from the kitchen. I just like nonchalantly walked in, picked it up, like
I
not like
walked away.
smiling or
Just
anything,
left.
like, blank face. Left.
Just give your mom like a side eye, like I don't know what I'm doing, but help me.
Yeah, it's descended into madness.
Sure. Okay, D&D.
D&D.
Let the lemon
I
down.
don't
Just
know. I can't hear it.
D&D.
I don't
We
know.
talked
You're
about this
waving
for
your
like
hands
10,
to
15
fucking
minutes.
Yes.
We talked
This is
about
the
it
most
for 10,
chaotic.
15 minutes.
This is the most organized, chaotic thing we've ever talked about.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. So.
I don't know.
It
what to
smells
say.
like
Should we
lemon.
move on to
Um,
Crimson Petal?
Crimson
Sure.
Petal, yes.
Sure.
What happened in Crimson Pearl?
Ooh. The
Mila
art that you
exploded
drew.
a door.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
happened.
Rascal
Rascal
bit
broke
of
some fingers.
yeah.
Oh, that's.
Yes,
that was
first
great.
question. How does everybody's character feel about what the fuck Rascal did in that session? What are their thoughts? What long-term consequences do you think it's gonna have? I'm very curious.
Boys just kind of like what the fuck, but like not overly suspicious about it because I don't know. It's just like one of those things like it's never happened before. They've never seen it happen before. And it's just like okay, you do you, I guess, but weird. He's not overthinking it basically.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's anyone else feel?
Kia?
Kia is outraged, but not surprised because it feels like
We'll be back in a
confirmation. Someone's
So it's
gonna
just getting
hand
lemon.
over lemon.
Yeah. They come back with a bag of lemons.
Yeah, she's like outraged about it, but she's not surprised because it's confirmation of who Kia thought Rascal was.
Mm-hmm.
Neela's incredibly shocked by what happened. It just kind of came out of nowhere. It happened so suddenly, and it was like so cruel for no reason. And then Rascal's response didn't really
To keep you up on
reassure
music.
them. There you go.
There it is.
And Rascal's response didn't really reassure Neela in any way either. So
Mhm.
Neela's kind of scared of him now. Like,
Oh.
it just really freaked them out, especially because Neela's not Neela doesn't hate him or anything. But
She's
they're
just like
scared.
freaked out. What happened? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why did you do that, dude? Yeah.
They're just probably gonna keep their distance because they're scared to get their fingers broken.
Yeah, no, Kia is worried about Neela, and she has intentions to like go and talk to her because like it was obvious that she was like not okay with it. So she's gonna do a kind of, so how are you?
I'm curious because like it's something that happened to an NPC basically. Like Rascal did it to an NPC. Do your characters think it's something Rascal would do to the characters, like the PCs?
Right now, yes, Neela does.
Mm.
But that's just because of Neela's own
Yeah, fear.
fears. So like, you know, Neela's very used to seeing people, especially people in authority positions over them, doing cruel things to them or other people consistently. And so the idea that an authority figure that Neela trusted and specifically thought wasn't gonna do things like that, doing it now again is very traumatic for them.
Mm-hmm.
Kia?
I mean, this time he did try to jump up onto the log with me. Very.
There was a greyhound apparently. God, what was I gonna say?
This Kia thing Rascal would do the group. Anything like this.
She doesn't think he would do it to the group. However, she knows that maybe Rascal doesn't see Kia as part of the group, so she thinks he would do it to her.
Because to be honest, me as a player also kind of did it to hope that like maybe they would see that he isn't ready to be trusted, so they would pick up more of a leader role. So they would, like, me as a player hopes that you guys see this as an opportunity to have your characters step up a bit more and see if they can change something about their behavior and become more of a self, like a person on themselves without someone speaking for them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is it's a very weird way of doing it, but if I think about my character, about Rascal, it's the way how he would do it basically. To show it's kind of a mix of like him while he was doing it, it was kind of like wanted to try out what would happen, but it's also like, okay, it's kind of metagaming, kind of.
Yeah.
But it's my thought behind it, because I feel like if Rascal would do something, the entire group would notice and they would feel uncomfortable by it, but it's not something like majorly weird or majorly like it's incredibly rude or fucked up, that the characters would be like, okay, Rascal is a kind of iffy character right now. He did something that's not completely like okay, so I feel like I need to stand up for myself a bit more. Was a bit of my thought behind it.
Yeah. Start questioning
What's his
things more and
boy-
not just accepting them as
Yeah.
they come.
What does Boy think about? So Carmen asked, "Does Boy think that Rascal would do to the PCs what he was doing to the NPCs?"
Maybe. I don't know. Well, it's never a question that's been popped up for Boy, so he wouldn't know. But then again, it's a case where it's like it's such an over-the-top situation to occur. He wouldn't be surprised if like Rascal's the kind of person where it's like, well, there's so much stuff that goes on in the world. I want to try everything, no matter how morally corrupt it is to try.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's also very interesting because he is, of course, the kind of the face of the group right now because he's the one who talks the most and who engages the most, like the most people into the into the conversations. So I think it's a very interesting, like it's gonna be something that's gonna come up more and more, I think, as we go on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you think that the party would kick Rascal out or like leave Rascal if they knew kind of the full extent of what he's like or how evil he is? Or rather his evil alignment is probably the better way of putting it.
Right now, I don't think the party's gonna kick Rascal out.
No.
and
Mainly
I
because
don't
they're not
think,
confident enough.
yeah, and I don't think that I think a lot would have to happen to get to him because everybody in the party really very much trusts Rascal, and this is like the first time that something has happened where they're like, you know,
Like what the
I mean,
fuck?
Neela
Yeah.
for one would never do that, no matter what Rascal did. They're just like the biggest thing they would possibly do if it got to a really really bad point is run away.
Mhm.
But they just don't have the confidence
Yeah.
or the outspokenness to tell Rascal what to do at any given moment.
I also think it's very interesting because right now to see Rascal saw how everyone reacted to him, and it's not something he's used to because he mostly when he traveled with companions or when he traveled in a group and he did something like that, either no one saw him or they didn't say anything about it. So it's also very new for him to be being spotted basically and being confronted about the shit he does. So I think right now he'll also kind of back off from everyone, and if he's not really planning on doing anything weird in front of the group right now, he's like, okay, fuck, they reacted to me like this. Okay, I need to make sure I don't fuck it up again, basically. But yeah.
I was more surprised that Rascal didn't. I was more surprised by Rascal's answer to the questions of the party than by the action itself. I thought Rascal would say something like, "Oh, oops, that was an accident. You know, the statues are really brittle or whatever." But he was just like, "Yeah, it was fun."
Yeah, I think
It's like,
it
yeah,
was
I
the
did it.
answers
Yeah.
that kind of really rubbed Kia up the wrong way.
Yeah.
If it was kind of brushed off as like, oops, I was just touching, don't touch them, warning guys, don't touch the statues unless you're turning them back into humans. Like, if that had happened, she would have just been like, okay, that's kind of sus, but whatever.
Yeah.
But because of those answers, that's why, or like, just how the entire thing went down, that was why she did the whole axe to the throat. You're a bit of a
Yeah.
bastard.
I do think like I contemplated answering in a different way, but if I thought about like how he would react and how he would be, if he like, because he doesn't like to be confronted, because he's always the face of the group, he's always the one who's talking, he's always the one who talks for everyone basically. So he doesn't really know how to be like, he never really got confronted about anything. So in that situation, I could have played it off as him like being like, "Oh yeah, sorry, something I'm not sure," but because he doesn't know how to act when someone confronts him about something, he goes into the defense of like, "Okay, well, this is what I did. I'm not gonna lie about it because if I'm gonna lie about it, it will probably make it worse.
Yeah.
And if I would just say outright what I was doing."
Yeah.
So it's such a weird situation, to be honest. But yeah.
Fair enough. What else? We blew a hole in the side of the building. Nice hole.
Nice hole.
Nice hole.
Yeah, I wonder how the town is gonna react to that.
Not well.
Not very well.
Probably not well.
No.
But hey, we killed the kobolds and brought back people that were, you know, being held hostage, so maybe that will
Yeah.
soften that
Yeah,
blow a little bit.
Yeah, we've evened out the distaste towards us to neutral at this point.
Yeah, it's like
Not hostile, not friendly, neutral.
Yeah, just neutral.
it's like the
just
Detroit becomes
greetings.
human.
Yeah.
We
It's
went-
just
we
like
went from-
as a negative sign and then a plus sign, then a negative, then a plus sign, and it's just like, huh?
We went from
Question mark.
neutral to
Yeah.
warm to hostile, back to neutral.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Mm.
it's so hard for because like at the moment, Kia's the entire reason why she's staying with the group is because she's like being paid to, you know.
Mhm.
So like it's really hard to like my plan, like Kia's plan when she gets there is just like to find somewhere to sleep, get some food, maybe have some drinks, and go to bed, and that's like it. Like there isn't kind of like a long. I need to find out information about this and stuff. Like, there's no pull for her at the moment to be doing anything other than just like normal, boring, surviving type stuff.
Does she not want to know more about the sword?
Oh no, she's gonna work out more about the sword, but like on a level of with the group.
Yeah.
Like other than with this stuff with Neela, because she's like concerned about Neela.
Yeah.
She's going full mum mode.
Yeah. Speaking of that fireball incident, yeah, I mean, the thing was, like, Neela isn't really particularly concerned about property damage. It isn't really something that they've had to be concerned about ever. Like, usually it's, they go into if they fight, it's like, you know, just lob whatever they have at them in an uncontrolled manner until they stop moving. And it was actually only the fact that Kia got so mad about Neela accidentally hitting them with a fireball that made them be like, okay, I have to make sure I don't hit my allies with things. And then it's kind of upsetting that like Neela putting a lot of effort into not hitting allies is what caused them to hit the wall in a way that made it like explode. So
Yeah.
Neela's just like upset. Neela's a little upset because they're like, I need
I'm
to
not
kill
sure what to
this
do.
as much
Yeah.
as possible, but I don't know what to prioritize anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very, she's caught between like, do I do the right, like, do I kill it but also hurt my allies, or do I kill it and fuck something else up as well?
Yeah.
Well, usually
Yeah.
they didn't worry about that because usually the only ally they would hit is Rascal, and Rascal didn't really get very hurt by it.
Mhm.
But then
Yeah.
Kia rushed in before they could get off a fireball, and Kia was very upset about it, even though it didn't hurt them a lot.
It's like, what do you mean you're upset? You're not in pain.
Exactly.
I didn't
Yeah.
kill you.
To be honest, because I think it's very interesting that there is a lot of like, how do I phrase this right? How does one talk English?
I don't know. Ask me.
You ask the
one
wrong
in
people.
Korean. Don't do that. I won't be able to answer.
Like I think it's very interesting how our characters like are connected and how they interact with each other, because it's more like they interact more through accidents that happen than actually talking.
Yeah.
And me as a player really wants to involve each and every character more and more, because I feel like I'm the one speaking the majority of the time, but I feel like it's so much more fun if everyone else also starts talking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, who knows? Maybe. I mean, that's a thing with having a larger group. Like, it's not like Road to Ultra where we're only 5 or 6 players. And we can have Janks consistently, you know, concentrate on some of us, and then we split the party, so we're all like concentrated on. There are like a lot of people, right? So I mean, when we were doing Lost Beyond the Cruel Tides, the way that we kind of worked with that is either trying to pull people who haven't said much into roleplay by like setting up scenes with them, or just like kind of taking a step back from a scene and not doing anything. That was like Dave's favorite thing to do.
Yeah, that irritated me though.
Yeah,
Like having a dead limb. It was like, what? Great, you're peeing in the corner. Now what?
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes it makes sense for certain scenes to just kind of go like, oh yeah, my character would just go to bed or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then wait to see what other characters do.
Yeah.
But I do prefer the approach of just like pulling someone into
Yeah.
an RP session.
But
I do really try to do that though. Jesus, words, English. God damn it. I hate speaking every now and then, but like I try to I try to think of ways to pull each and every character in sometimes, because it's like I want Annie to speak, I want to speak to Oakley, I want Oakley to do something, I want Boy to do something, I want Neela to do something, I want Kia to do something. Like I want each and every character to have their own moments. So I also try sometimes when Dave is like, "Well, what you guys gonna do?" I'm like, I try to keep quiet at the beginning, and when no one starts talking, I'm like, okay, I'll say something, but also other characters can say something. So I'm like, I don't want to push you guys, but you guys can also say something if you want.
Welcome to being the talkative character in a less talkative group.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll figure it out. We'll get into a group eventually. This is still a relatively new campaign, so.
I feel like everyone's gotten a lot better though at RPing, just as like a general thing, not just in like sharing scenes with people, but just like the
reacting,
like not feeling awkward
as part
and being
of a
able to
character.
have conversations, you know.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I was given a time in which we had to end this by, and I have forgotten what time in which that was.
We still have like 30-40 minutes, so we could, if we're done talking about the campaigns, we could do this, take this time to answer some questions and then call it a day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure. Sounds good.
All right.
I'm gonna
The
try.
majority of this conversation has been lemons.
Okay, hold up. I'm gonna try something.
This podcast is brought to you by lemons. What life gives you.
I rolled the
And like,
on the precipice of
and the webcam has crashed.
I'm just gonna see if I can switch them out without freaking out. Let's see.
Well, at least we have this little cat too.
Yeah, they're like cat animation.
So what were the questions we didn't get to answer last time?
Jesus. Okay. Where's my?
We had them
notebook?
written
There it is.
down.
Yeah.
Hang on.
We have. My lord. 84. 47. Is it working again? Hello.
Hello.
I think I'm back.
Okay, 84. What does your character want to be remembered by?
Oh.
This is slightly different from what legacy does your character want to leave behind, which I think we've answered. But want to be remembered by is a little different. That's like, if people go, oh wow, Hattie, you know, when I think when Hattie was
that would
still
come to your
alive,
head. Yeah.
when Hattie was still alive, I just remember how they
rode that dragon that one time.
Rode that dragon that one time.
Yeah.
Me and Jenks have worked out a way for it to be canonically possible for her to have that goal in life of riding a dragon.
Amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, she wants to be known as the person who rode a dragon that one time.
Yeah.
That one time.
In whatever.
If Hattie was to like have that legacy of like being widely remembered, and someone was to say Hattie, like describe them in the 3 words of which you remember them, what would you want those 3 words to be?
Hattie the Dragon Rider.
Yeah.
I was just like, she was funny. She was a pain in the ass. She was.
Oh, I think she wants to be thought of as like fun, like just a nice person to be around. Not like a nice person, but someone that you enjoy their presence. You know? And other than being a dragon rider, being like powerful.
Yeah. A small, lean, mean fighting machine.
Yeah.
Lean, mean fighting machine.
It's
So-
interesting.
Oh, know me?
So?
Anyone? Please, someone.
Okay.
Kaya doesn't really care about legacy a lot. It doesn't like. I think that if she would be happy if people were just like, oh yeah, Kaya, she threw the sickest parties. She doesn't need to be remembered by a lot, you know. She doesn't really care if she is remembered in any way either. So yeah, just like, yeah, that was a cool person. It's probably enough for her. She could really play that pad flute. That's about it.
Oh boy, she really tore into that banjo.
Yeah.
So?
Not sure what Snipe would want to be remembered by. I think Snipe would most likely want to be remembered as like someone that you could turn to for a favor, like regardless of what that favor is.
Hi, I
trust
have
the
this body. I need to get it buried.
Well, no, Snipe
You
would do
hide
that.
it?
It's just like, all right, because whatever like task is given to Snipe, they're just like, all right, yeah, I'll do that, regardless of like how much shit it gets me into. I'd rather I get into more shit than you, because it's fun at the end of the day for Snipe.
Hattie has noted that down. Hattie will remember this.
I have some books that I would like to be gotten rid of in such a way.
I have accidentally done something slightly illegal.
I think Reina wants to be remembered just as a good person. She doesn't really like have anything special she wants to be remembered by. Just a friend you could rely on.
You got
Yeah.
a friend in me.
Mila, Reina doesn't want like a mural in a church somewhere dedicated to her about how she brought the
Well,
two elven races back
It's
together.
more of a legacy. If you talk about legacy, I think she might be one. If she wants to leave a legacy behind, her legacy might be like being the one who, and it freezes again. Amazing.
Oh no.
The one who sure, the one who indeed brought the elves together or did good in the world. Why does this phone doesn't like come on?
Oh.
Same
Sure.
Reina.
Yeah, I think she. If you talk about legacy, she wants to be the one who did good for the elves in the world, basically. But that's more of a legacy and not really being remembered, I feel like.
Well, I think in that instance it would be similar.
Yeah.
What about Kia?
Yeah,
Yeah, Crimson Petal.
yeah.
Kia just kind of wants to be remembered as like a good mother or like a good person. A good person, I think. Someone who
Yeah.
did the right thing.
Mhm.
Someone who's got priorities in the right places.
Yeah.
Mila doesn't want to be remembered by people. In fact, they put a lot of effort into not being noticed by people. But
Moving on.
they don't want much of a legacy either. They think in their philosophy they'll be remembered by the earth, right? They'll be remembered by things that are important. But they don't need to be remembered by people.
I think Rascal doesn't really think about death and what happens after that. He's like, well, okay, right now I'm living in this moment. I am 23, 24, and I don't give a fuck about what's going to happen the next day.
Yeah, but like if someone was like, oh yeah, Rascal, when I met him, he was really, how would Rascal want people to describe him? He was a really capable hunter. He was you're a bounty hunter, right? So reputation is kind of important for your job.
Yeah.
He's real cutthroat. He'll get you what you need.
I think
pay him
maybe
a lot of money.
reliable. I think
Yeah.
as a reliable person. And I go freeze again. Sure. Camera, I hate you. Just saying. Come on. Just do it. Just thank you. Let's just
What about Boy?
In terms of like legacy, Boy wants to like invent something that everyone will have a use for, that like it just becomes an everyday appliance.
Remembered through
Like
his inventions.
Yeah. In terms of like his personality, he'd be happy if everyone thought, oh, he was a grand old lad.
What
Like
a
he made
lad.
people laugh. Yeah, he made people laugh. I think that's one thing he would be happy that people would remember him by.
How would Boy feel if Boy invented something that people used every day, but then someone else got the credit for it?
Boy would track down that person and make them suffer. He'd do
Okay,
everything
good
in
to
his
know.
power. He'd do everything in his power to make sure of that, because yeah, he hates plagiarism. So
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Well, he hates it in like most forms, and that he dislikes plagiarism in that the blame of something that someone else had made is passed on to someone else, as well as someone taking a legacy from someone and making it theirs.
So he's coming for you, Edison.
He's gonna, yeah. Alexander Graham Bell, I'm coming to destroy you. How dare you?
What's the next question?
47.
47.
Yes. How did your characters spend their childhood? Where did they grow up? Who were their friends?
Ooh, this is fun.
Ooh.
Who wants to go first?
Hattie grew. Everyone knows this. Goddamn.
Everybody knows.
Everyone knows.
Hattie grew up in an orphanage. She didn't have friends so much as people who would egg her on to steal things and break into the local tavern. And then she was at Candlekeep, where she had a couple of friends who I am currently working with Janks to work out exactly who they are.
What about Kia?
Kia, she grew up looking after kids. She didn't really have any friends. She was kind of seen as like the babysitter, like stand-in mother figure of people, you know? Naomi.
Kaya grew up in Longsaddle. It's so weird because we know so much about our Road to Elturel characters. Kaya grew up in Longsaddle. She was a very charismatic child. She got along with most everybody. She was a little annoying, but you know, you could have probably seen her as like a popular kid in her childhood. She grew up with a very loving father. She grew up getting on everybody's nerves constantly, but like, you know, in a friendly sort of way. And I mean, her shit didn't really begin until after she left Longsaddle, which she did really, really young. I think she was 15 when she left.
And Neela?
Yeah, Neela.
Oh, Neela. Okay, wait. I gotta make sure I don't go into spoiler territory on this one. Neela had a bad childhood. Well, Neela's incredibly young years were fine, right? They grew up in fucking what's it called? The Crimson Petal place. They grew up in the place, went to school, Cherry Blossom Town.
Yeah.
You know, had a mom, and then you know she stopped being human, and that's when things became difficult for them. And then they left Cherry Blossom Town for quite some time. Their mother died. They were adopted and dragged off somewhere else. And they spent a lot of their time, after they left Cherry Blossom Town, they didn't have any friends anymore. And they spent a lot of their time in the same places. And I think that's about all I'm gonna say on that.
Shit got fucked, basically.
Shit got fucked. Nice. Carmen?
Reyna grew up in Waterdeep. She was always a very isolated kid. Like she didn't have many friends, and she always she hung around her family home, and just she liked to wander the town, like to wander the entire city, just to see where she could go and see which limits she could push. But her mom always, if her mom caught on that she did something outside of their property, she would get mad about it. Not really be very pissed, but just don't do that. Don't go anywhere outside our property because it's not safe. So she grew up very isolated until her sister was born, and then she had someone to play with and do stuff with. And Rascal just grew up in Cherry Blossom Town with a big family, basically. I still have to work out with Dave, what kid he is, if he's the middle kid or the oldest kid, but we'll see. But he just grew up in Cherry Blossom Town with a pretty okay family.
He has
friends.
He kind of has older kid vibes.
Mhm.
He also has
Oldest
little
child.
kid vibes.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and also the young
Child
yeah.
vibes.
He just has like.
vibes.
He has,
He has
I
vibes.
was born vibes.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if he was an only kid. You know.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, he has a
Takes
pretty
an
big
example of
family.
an
Yeah,
only
he's,
child.
yeah, he's like 7 siblings.
I still like to imagine that Russell's family's a mafia family.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
just a big
yeah.
Italian mafia
Yeah.
family.
To be honest, if I think about like the personalities I kind of thought on, like the personalities I thought about for his entire family, his father, his mother, and his siblings, it kind of works out as a mafia family.
Specifically Italian.
Thanks.
Not specifically Italian. Mamma mia! No.
Gonna have to force Dave to go Italian.
Yes,
Part
please
of the
do. Please
references.
do.
No, still that's still a bit of a backstory stuff I need to figure out with Dave. Like, no.
Snipe and boy.
That's the sound of my brain flatlining.
Well, the jazz music that I've got going on in the background.
Snipe. Which version of Snipe?
Ooh.
Because there's two
Both
kinds. There's two
versions of
kinds
Snipe.
of choosing. Okay. The regular human version of Snipe. Snipe was born in Birmingham, round about the early 21st century, and raised a typical like working class background life. You know, typical kids. They don't really remember that much about them. I think only one of their friends is still alive. One of their childhood friends is still alive and is not looking so good. In terms of them being raised as like their other half of their life, they kind of went all around the place, just kind of like jumping from place to place, like learning different locations and who lives where, what goes on, what seems to be like going on between like the splitting of worlds between like our reality world and like the world of demons and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a bit of a miss because like it's a very long time to pass through Snipe, and they don't really remember being a kid
Oh,
the majority of their life.
that's pretty sad. What about Boy?
Yeah.
Is his childhood any happier? Or
Reason what Boy was an orphan, but it's not that miserable.
he had
Boy
no
was an
parents,
orphan.
but he's fine.
Yeah, I can't remember what town exactly. I discussed it with Dave earlier, but Timothy, who's the head blacksmith of the armory that he works in, traveled out to the town and where Boy was an orphan at, and saw Boy getting bullied a lot and battering everyone who bullied him. So he could defend for himself, and Timothy liked that, so he adopted him. And the majority of Boy's childhood, he was just raised within the armory. So like all he knew was like the tools of the trade and like how to make things and that kind of stuff. And he was raised about like how to be a battlesmith and like an artificer from Timothy. And then there was a secondary apprentice who came on who was a gnome, who taught Boy like the backstories of like, you know, gnome cultures and where they come from and that kind of stuff, and the possibilities of who his parents were and that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah,
So you got this Boy.
I've got everyone right.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
72 is the next question.
Hmm.
Who in a party would your character trust to keep an important secret?
Not Hattie.
No, I think.
It's true though. You shouldn't trust Hattie with a secret as far as you can throw her.
It's just, can you keep a secret? No. Just no.
Right.
I tried that once. It ended badly.
Nah, just ended
Yeah, she can't even keep her own secrets.
Kaya trusts Seymour, but thinks that Snipe is probably the most capable of keeping secrets.
Yeah.
So if Kaya had a secret, she would tell Seymour. If Kaya had a secret about herself, she would tell Seymour. But if Kaya just had like a general secret about knowledge of some kind, she would tell Snipe because she wouldn't trust Seymour not to tell his patron.
If Hattie had
Nice.
a secret, she'd tell everyone.
Thereby no longer making it a secret.
Yeah.
No. Knowledge is power. Secrets are mean.
Oh my. Yeah.
And if Kia had a secret, she wouldn't tell anyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say Neela wouldn't tell a lot of people. I think that Neela, at least before the whole breaking fingers incident, would tell Rascal
That whole little incident.
if Rascal pressured them into it. In fact, actually, Neela would probably tell. Neela's not great at keeping. Well, Neela's really good at keeping secrets until someone is trying to get a secret out of them. At
So
least
someone
someone
pushes
that,
the buttons, basically.
yeah, someone that they're scared of.
Mhm.
So, but if they wanted someone to keep a secret, they would probably not. They would probably tell Rascal, if anyone, to keep a secret.
I think Reyna would tell Snipe at this moment. Because I feel like Reyna thinks Snipe is the most capable one of keeping the secret.
Yeah.
And also
Well,
because...
to be honest, the majority of secrets that's told thus far, it's just been the choice between me and Hattie, and it's like, nah.
Nah.
Hattie.
No. I think maybe... Thinking about it, Reyna would trust Kaya with a secret.
Ooh.
Mainly because Kaya is so good with her words. She is so, like... She really knows what words to choose to come out of situationally unharmed, basically.
Kaya's probably also the best liar in the party.
Yeah.
Kaya's most definitely the best liar in the party by a lot.
Yeah. And Rascal wouldn't tell anyone a secret, but if he would tell someone, it would be Theo. Just because of their history.
But who would Rascal trust the most to keep a secret? So if it wasn't about, if it was like just knowledge that you had to tell someone in the party and didn't want anybody else to know, who would you trust would most likely keep that secret?
Out of everyone in the party. It's a lot of people when you think about it.
Yeah. I think Annie. Annie is very quiet and silent. She doesn't talk much, so I also don't feel like she's easily broken. Like if someone would push buttons to get the secret out of her, she wouldn't break easily. So I think Annie is the one Rascal would trust the most to keep a secret. But he would trust himself above all. Like he would if he has the choice to not share it, he would not share it.
All right. Was that everybody?
No. I'm still thinking.
Might have been boy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here's while you're thinking, Soph. Does your character have a major secret that, or maybe not
People
a
still
secret,
don't know.
just like something that is kind of imperative or could be helpful, or just something that we don't know about your character yet, whether that's like a backstory thing or like, I don't know, anything.
In terms of like Snipe or boy?
What? I was just
in terms
asking
of Snipe or boy?
Carmen and Naomi while you were thinking.
Yeah, okay.
But you can answer as
Kaya
well.
is obviously Kaya likes to keep things close to her chest, although that hasn't really worked out because they've met a lot of people from Kaya's past. But like things like, Kaya's worries about the cards is something she's not, actively telling people. The soul coin is another thing that she's keeping hidden from everybody. There's a couple things. There's a couple things where Kaya only gives information to people when she thinks they need to know something or when she thinks she can trust them to know something. She's also, her real name is something she's not going to tell them. Like there's like scattered around like a whole bunch of secrets that she wouldn't actively be going around telling people. And then Neela, yes, but I don't think they fully know what that secret is.
Have you worked out who you would tell your secrets to? So
yeah. It's kind of weird. Like Snipe would know who not to tell a secret to. Hattie number 1. Seymour number 2.
So just the least like the least worst option.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like in terms of like, okay, who's got connections that will hear otherwise? Who is just a blabbermouth, and who is somebody who is a complete stranger? I think Hailra, Seymour, and Hattie are up on that top three, whereas Reyna and Kaya are both kind of level because like they're both secretive in their own nature, so they'd know to keep one. However, Snipe just thinks like the secrets I have are either incomprehensible anyway, or are just like too much for anyone to deal with. So Snipe would not tell anyone any
You
of the
did
secrets. that we have.
recently tell Kaya
Your name.
The name.
Demon's
Yeah.
true name, which I don't know
Yeah.
if Snipe would know this because Snipe isn't from the D&D world, but if you have the true name of a demon,
Yeah, you can summon them.
Yeah.
not only can you summon them, you can like do a whole shit ton of like
Yeah.
wacky
Yeah, I
shit.
know. Yeah.
You can control them, you can,
Bind them.
you know,
Yeah.
bind them.
Yeah, but well, Snipe will only give a secret if they think it is beneficial for the people and what they are planning to do. So Snipe hearing that Kai is saying, hey, there's a way that we can help you, it's this very specific way of doing it, and Snipe through their knowledge of knowing, like, okay, this is somehow connected through this and this and that, so it would be helpful if I did tell them this, because otherwise it's just not going to work and it'll be a waste of time. You know, I may as well not make a waste of time, so then Snipe would tell that secret. And
Yeah.
for the case of like Snipe was dying, and so yeah, you have to tell everyone who's involved in like trying to get them to save their life. Hey, I'm dying.
Is
You know,
Snipe
Snipe
at all
would tell-
scared that either Kaya would abuse that or Kaya would tell somebody else who would abuse that in some way?
No, because Snipe is not scared of how things turn out, because things turn out the way they turn out.
Interesting.
It's kind of like a very laxable way of dealing with fate.
Yeah, everything
Snipe
will
just has.
happen as it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, and just like you just got to deal with it accordingly. Like, don't try to cheat it because it will fuck you over. So Snipe just stands by that, and it's just like, okay, so I've pushed that information out to Kaya, so I shouldn't blame her if she tells that to someone else because I gave her that thing to do.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see.
I was the starting point. She was just the middleman. I'm not gonna don't shoot the messenger. Is basically how Snipe deals with that stuff. Oh now boy. He doesn't really have many secrets. Because most of the stuff he doesn't know if he has any good secrets to tell. Most of his stuff is just like wandering ideas that he just thinks, no, I can develop this, and so like he doesn't speak that much. I think he trusts Neela to keep a secret because Neela would have a bit more of an understanding of what on earth he'd be thinking to keep a secret.
Intelligent mind thinks alike.
Yeah. That.
To
And
me.
he might also tell Oakley, just because Oakley's he's a good lad, so he just knows to just like, hey, this is a sensitive topic in which he would dress it up, the secret, as if like it's a sensitive topic I feel embarrassed about, not as if like, oh, it's a breach of important information. He's just like, you know, I just trust you with this kind of information, and you know, I can just like keep this on the lowdown and that kind of stuff. He wouldn't big it up as like, keep this a secret to death.
This is a
No.
secret.
No, he would dress it
Yeah.
up differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Were those all the questions?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. I think I have time for one more question. If
Becca did
someone
also
wants to
ask
go
us this
for-
question if we want to answer that, but
Oh yeah. Do
Yeah.
you have is there a major piece of information about your
Oh, yeah.
character or backstory or
That's right.
something that could either help or just something that is kind of about your character that we don't know yet? You don't have to say what it is. You can just say yes or no.
I think Rascal, he doesn't really have a secret or anything like that. That's hidden, but I think the majority of the group doesn't really know he's a bounty hunter specifically. They know he goes out and does stuff, but they don't specifically know he's a bounty hunter. So I think that's maybe a piece of information. But Rascal, not really, except that he's evil, of course, or a bit of a weirdo.
Of a weirdo.
Yeah.
Bit of a weirdo. Evil,
Just
bit of a
weird,
weirdo.
you know?
Or as Shia's words. bit
He
of a
plays Creep
bastard.
by Radiohead as his. as his
He does the Riverdale I'm weird speech.
I do actually have a Spotify playlist for him.
Ooh.
Nice.
And Reina, yeah, I think she doesn't really have a specific secret, but just her and her entire backstory is still like something that could help, like it just did this last session, but I'm not really sure about her.
Yeah. I can't speak on behalf of Snipe because it's a case where it's like there's a few off bits I have written down, but whether or not they're important or not, that's Janx's decision.
Yeah.
That's Janx's decision of what on earth I have that could possibly help the others.
Yeah, I guess your biggest secret, which was I'm literally from another world and also half of me is demonic, is kind of out at this point.
Yeah.
Quite literally out.
Yeah.
I think for Hattie, yes, but I think it's like in terms of like just things that haven't come up yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's the same with most of the other characters of like, there are things that you don't know about her, but I'm not sure how relevant they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Janx will make them relevant when he decides.
Eventually.
Yeah. I also don't think. Oh.
You go ahead.
I also don't think at the same time.
No thinking here. This is the podcast.
No thought, only lemon.
No.
So do not think.
I also think that maybe the rest of the group don't realize how much information she has access to.
Yeah, we don't know what we haven't really interacted with Candlekeep at all, so we don't quite understand. Like Hattie, outside of Reina, is probably the one with the most like weight to throw around, but just none of us realize it because she seems so like not
distant from everything,
incompetent, but like distant.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like oh, she's part of this big like key like organization that could help absolutely everything, but she's like janitorial level of like part of that organization. So it's like even though she is higher up, but
it's
she
like
treats it as if it is.
Yeah, if she is the representation of Candlekeep, we're not quite sure if Candlekeep is the correct way to go.
Yeah.
You're like, well.
You talk about Candlekeep so greatly, but if you're like a representation of Candlekeep, we're like...
It's the epicenter of all knowledge, and we look at Hattie, it's just like, they didn't have the foresight to see what they were doing when they picked Hattie.
They must be...
not so knowledgeable decision.
Yeah, I think... Because the thing is with Candlekeep, like, she kind of follows the rules, but also kind of doesn't. But there are lots of people who are very endeared to her at Candlekeep, which is how she hasn't been kicked out yet. Like, I have up until this point been like, I don't know how Hattie is still part of Candlekeep. I've worked that out with Janx now. It's because there are specific people who are endeared to her, which means she has access to more things than...
Yeah, I mean, Candlekeep...
She's not a good student, but she's like the kid of one of the teachers.
I mean, Candlekeep literally...
It's all favors.
Candlekeep literally adopted Hattie. Hattie is kind of like the kid of just a whole bunch of those acolytes that are in Candlekeep, so...
Yeah.
I mean, like, Hattie didn't go there and be like, I will now train to be a monk. She was quite literally, like, adopted, and it became, like, her home. So it makes a lot of sense.
She was just meant to be there to, like, help out at the library and stuff, and then there was the Great Fire, and it was kind of realised that they needed actual, like, monks or something, or someone who can hit someone.
And they saw Hattie and thought,
there you
someone who can hit someone. I think we've got the perfect candidate, right?
But yeah, no, but I think a lot of the people who are endeared to her also see her in the same way that you guys see her. So she has access to all of this stuff because she is seen as maybe not that much of a threat. As far as I'm aware at the moment.
She's been given a library card.
Yeah.
She's been given
passing through.
Yeah. She's been given like the librarian access code because they were sick of continually having to type it in for her. And she's like, I have power now. What about I just realised we didn't do Boy. Did we do boy?
Boy.
Boy.
I don't think so.
Boy.
No, I think we did do. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
No, not in
That's
that.
what I
No, in that question.
No, in that question, no.
I'm still. What was the question?
If they have
Does boy have
information that would help us.
Have any big secret that they're keeping from the rest of the party?
Yeah,
Or
that could
like,
maybe help us. Or
maybe
Not
not
s-
like a secret, but like a backstory event or something about them that we don't already
There
know.
is, but it's nothing beneficial to the party. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it would be, because I don't think Dave would go that far as to like set it up to be an absolute awful thing to occur upon the party, all because of boy.
You're now
Ooh.
challenging Dave.
Yeah, I mean, now
Dave does
will
not
do it.
listen to this.
no, he doesn't.
Oh,
That's true.
Um,
We can say anything we want.
Yeah.
No, but he has though. I swear. And every time we've been like, "Oh, Dave's done this," he's then.
Well,
come
that's
back to us
because
and been like,
when we say, "Oh, we've made an absolutely atrocious podcast," then he listens. If we just say, "Oh, that podcast went pretty great," he won't listen. So we're fine.
Okay. Okay.
We'll
Nothing
never know about the
happened.
lemons.
No.
He'll
Never
never.
Oh, yeah.
explain the lemon.
Let's. Yeah. Don't explain it. I want to see what his reaction is.
Yeah, no one ever explained the lemons to anyone. If you got through the birthday bit, and you're at
Okay.
this point now, you do
Yeah.
not mention the lemons.
No.
If you
mention the
know, you know.
lines.
Yeah.
No,
You
this is
know.
the secret. This is boy's secret.
This
The
is what
lemons.
the lemons. Who'll see
Yeah,
a lemon one day and just go.
PTSD.
It's a bad omen.
He's scared of lemons now.
The lemons, anything but the lemons.
Yeah. Oh god, in terms of secret, no, I don't think boy has like a major secret that could benefit. I think the only thing that's just not come to mention is that he can make quite a lot of stuff that would be handy in a tight situation.
Yeah, he hasn't
he's-
given
he's-
anyone any artificer infusions yet.
No, not yet. He has a Swiss Army knife. It's just no one's used him yet. So
It's like, I have this tool and no one's asking about it though.
No.
Why aren't you asking
Yeah.
about it? It's so
it's
cool.
the same. It's the same bloody joke. I'm going. Oh, thanks for the snare trap, boy. Oh yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for thanking me. Everyone's got their own shit going on that they've not focused on boy at all. So he's happy to just be like, I have this stuff.
I
Could
can
be
use
beneficial.
it, but do you
You've
want
never
it?
asked me. It's not a secret. You could have just asked.
Yeah. Thinking about Rascal, by the way, I think there's not really a secret that could help the party, but that could be a bit of a nuisance. I talked about Dave when he asked the questions, like if there's people looking for him. I just said that like he caused a lot of mayhem in different towns, so people could be looking for him.
Neil has people looking for them as well.
Yeah, Kia has people who aren't looking for her but would
If they come across her,
like if
she
they
would
come
be
across
like-
her, they like might like throw something at her.
yeah,
Or,
same
like,
with Rascal.
If she wanted to like stay at an inn, they might not give her a room or might not serve her drinks.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Boy is
If
looking
they
for
know.
some people.
Differently.
It's boy.
Oh no.
Well, no, boy is looking for people. I had a little thing in my head of just like giving a backstory as to why boy has a crossbow, because he's not challenged in it. And I was just thinking like, there's gonna be some people who are in the armory who decide to like undercharge and leg it with like some equipment, and so the blacksmith sends boy out with the crossbow to
like-
just chase after them and fire arrows at
Come
them as they
here.
run down the street.
You need to pay me.
Yeah, so if boy does see like somebody that they recognize as like a thief, he will fucking like try to take him down, because he's like, I'm not letting you get away with this.
If boy and sniper
We don't
were
pay an
met.
exposure here.
Oh my god, if boy met Snipe, he'd it's just like
Amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Is that all we have time for?
I think that's
yeah.
all we have time for.
That's amazing, but boy,
Wow.
that's just like,
What a great
come
way
here,
to leave off this
motherfucker.
podcast.
I like the idea without realizing it that boy is actually meant to be looking for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kia and Rascal.
I'm not stuck in here with bad guys, they're stuck in here with me.
Someone please draw boy chasing down Snipe with a crossbow.
A crossbow.
He's so great.
That's like half of his
Yeah.
size.
Yeah,
just
just
holding
like-
above his head.
Amazing.
Normal
That's why he can't
human-sized
aim. That's why he's so bad with ranged weapons. He can't fucking see over them.
Just has to put it on the ground and just watch and then aim and then shoot,
Yeah.
but they're already like miles away.
He has to snipe. He has to like snipe a rifle. He has to lie in
Yeah.
a trench somewhere with it. He can't do it while standing up because he'll just shoot his own foot because it's so heavy.
Amazing.
Oh, that is iconic.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is all we have time for. What an exciting.
Oh no! No!
Lemon.
I'm getting PTSD. I'm seeing a lemon.
Thank you for joining
Ah!
us.
I don't have a lemon. I don't have anything.
You have a post-it, yes.
No!
Thank you for
Come
joining
on, we
us.
have to complete the trinity.
Yeah.
No.
Draw a lemon, quickly draw a.
Please
no.
continue to give Soph lemon-related
Oh,
PTSD.
dragon.
No. Lemon dragon, no.
I don't know. And I have a lemon here.
I just think Colin's just like, I need something. I have a dragon.
I need something, anything.
It's that fell.
I mean, I have a dinosaur.
I understand.
Oh, okay, just end it. Just bye,
Thank
everybody.
you for joining us on this absolutely chaotic journey. Lemons to Soph in chat.
Yeah.
No.
Please continue to spam lemons.
Yeah. We will see you Saturday for Road to Outro, Sunday for Crimson Petal, and then Wednesday again. Are you okay, Soph? Wednesday again for the
No.
podcast, lemons included.
No.
I'm just gonna end it. I'm not gonna rage.
Yeah,
lemons,
do it.
God,
Lemons.
no.
Bye.